Students, this is Megha Miss, and today we are going to start with our new academic year 2020-21, and we are going to start with the subject science today. Okay, so we are going to start with the lesson constituents of food, nutrition and diet. Okay, so now first slide which I am going to show you, you can see here some healthy diet, right? Now this healthy diet, you can see many of the vegetables, you can see many of the dairy products, you can also see meat, you can see fruits. So all these things together is called your healthy diet. Okay, whatever food you eat every day, we called it as the healthy diet. So if you are eating healthy food, then only it is called as the healthy diet. If you are eating vada pav, if you are eating junk food, pizza, burgers, they will not come under your healthy food. Okay, so here as you can see, there is an apple, there are oranges, there are berries, banana, there is strawberries. These are under the fruits which are going to provide you with the good energy. We can say why we take in food. We take in this food because food give us energy, and that energy you can use for carrying out different work at your activities in your daily life. Okay, now in the next picture you can see there is a bread, there is milk, there is cheese, then you have meat, fish, you have peas, carrots, then you have tomatoes. So all these things are your vegetables, which are also important because they also provide you with different types of nutrients. We can say, you have heard nutrient word? Yes, so they provide, all this food provides us with the nutrients, and hence this all food are important in our daily life. Okay students, okay, now next slide we will see that what is exactly our diet. Okay, what is mean by diet? Now all that we consume during a day, we called it as the together as a diet. Okay, whatever food you eat, now you know you have the morning breakfast, then you will have your lunch, in between also you may have some healthy food, fruits you can eat. Okay, then after the lunch again at 5 6 evening snack something you will have, then at night you will have your dinner. So all these things together, what you eat which is healthy, we call together as a diet. Okay, now this diet contain foodstuffs of different taste, right? Now what are the different taste? It can be, some can be sour, some can be sweet, some can be spicy. Okay, now so in your daily diet you have many tastes which are there, and you can identify them. While eating food also you can identify the different taste. Okay, now after this diet we are going to study what is the meaning of a balanced diet. Now what is a balanced diet? Now what is that exactly, we will see. Now a balanced diet is a diet in which it contains different food items in a particular proportion and in sufficient quantity for the growth of the body. Okay, so what is balanced diet? Balanced diet is a diet which contains different kinds of food. It is going to have lot of food. Balanced diet is going to contain lots of food, but they should be in a proper quantity. Okay, and in a proper proportion. So such diet we called it as a balanced diet. Means it is not compulsory. Like for example, if while having my lunch, if only I am eating chapatis and vegetable, is it okay? No, it's not okay. What you have to eat? You have to eat chapati, you have to eat vegetable, you have to take rice, some amount of rice, you have to take some amount of dal, you can have some salads. So all these things together we will call it as a balanced diet. So only eating one thing will not be called as a balanced diet. So I hope students, what is diet and what is balanced diet is understood by you. Okay, diet in simple words, all the foodstuffs which you eat in the whole day, we will call it as your diet. And balanced diet is different because it is a diet which contains kinds of food, different kinds of food, but in a proper proportion and in sufficient quantity. And so we call it as a balanced diet. Sufficient quantity is also important, okay, because you all know how much food you can take in, so that much quantity every day you eat, right? So then only your stomach becomes full, otherwise your stomach is not full and again you feel hungry, right? So it should be in a sufficient quantity. I hope these two concepts are clear to you, students. Okay, now next I will show you a picture where you can see a balanced diet. See, this is my plate, okay. For example, imagine this is my plate, and in my plate I should have all these constituents of the food, okay. I can say constituents. Why? Because these all are different types of nutrients, okay. Everyone is giving me different type of nutrient. You have already learned the word nutrient, okay. So here you can see different vegetables and fruits in half part in the circle, okay. Half part of the circle you can see some dairy products are there, like meat, cheese and curd and all, okay. In the half part you can see chocolates and all are also there. Yes, they are also important in some quantities for our body, not compulsory. I know your parents must be saying don't eat chocolates, don't eat chocolates, your teeth will decay, right? But in our balanced diet, some amount, not every day, but some amount of chocolates and all will also give you energy. Cheese, butter and all also will provide you some energy, but as I told you, it should be in a proper proportion, okay. So don't go today and tell your parents, miss has told me to eat chocolates, okay. It should be, you can have it, chocolates all you have to have, right? So you can have it, but it should be in some sufficient quantity, okay. That is more important. Next you can see in the half part you can see eggs, fish, you can see meat, you can see, okay. These are also important for our growth, okay. And some part you can see potatoes are there, you can see some grains are there, then some different types of biscuits are kept there, bread is kept there. So these are also important for the growth of our body, giving us, as they are giving us nutrients, they are important for the growth of our body, okay students. So I hope you have understood what is diet and what is the balanced diet and this picture, okay. Now the next topic we are going to see why we eat food and why we have this water, okay. What are they important, why are they important in our life, okay. So living things, they take food and water for the following purpose. What are those four following important purpose? First, for obtaining energy. As I told you before, energy is important. Without energy we cannot perform any work in our daily life, okay. So energy is very important, otherwise you will feel very lazy and you will not perform any work with that enthusiasm, we can say, okay. Second point is growth of the body, right? You know, now you are smaller children, you are growing, so for the proper growth of your body you require this food and water, okay. That is, we can say, a diet, and a balanced diet is important to carry out day to day functions of the body. As I told you, whatever the functions are going on in the body, they are also carried out in a better way because of this energy which we get from the food and the water, okay. And next, to fight the diseases, right? So you know, we are suffering from different types of diseases, new diseases are upcoming. So because to fight against these diseases we should have a good immune system. What is immune? Immune means your body should be very strong, very energetic, so that the disease will not enter you and you will be able to fight with that disease. And I hope all of you are having this balanced diet at home and you are ready to fight any kind of a disease, okay. Now in the living things, taking in food and water, using it for the growth and other purpose is called as nutrition. So what is nutrition? In living things, whatever food and water you take in and use it for different kinds of work to be done and for the growth, we called it as the nutrition. And the constituents of the food, we called it as the nutrients. As I told you before also, all the foodstuffs which I shown you in the picture, they are going to provide it with different types of nutrients. So Here, these different types of nutrients, we call the constituents of food, we called it as the nutrients. Okay, students. So these 4 points are very important. Why we have food and water? First point was the obtaining energy. Second point is to growth of the body. Third point, to carry out our day-to-day functions of the body. And fourth point, to fight the diseases. Okay, so you all will have now proper food every day. Yes, you should have it. Okay, students. So I hope what is nutrition, what are nutrients, why we should have food and water, diet and balanced diet is clear to you till here. Okay, now next we are going to see the first nutrient, that is the carbohydrates. Okay, carbohydrates are our first nutrients which we are going to study. We can say them as nutrients also, or you can say them as the constituent of the food. Okay, now some points are very important under carbohydrates. What are those points? We will see that. Now first one, we call them as energy giving foods. Okay, now only first point we saw na, that why we need food and water, to get energy in the body for the proper growth. So now carbohydrates are the constituents of the food which provide you lot of energy. Okay, second, cereals like rice, chapati, bhakri, bread, etc. contains carbohydrates. Okay, now rice you have every day? Yes. You have chapati every day? Yes. You can have bhakri also, like in some families in the morning if there is a chapati, in night dinner there is a bhakri. So this is also important. Your mother knows very well what is exactly good for your health. Okay, so like this she gives you each and every constituent of food to eat. Okay, bread also you can have, not in lot of not every day you have, not in lot of quantity, but yes, you eat it and it provide you with the carbohydrates. Okay, carbohydrates are present in the form of, now three forms of carbohydrates are there. Okay, and we are going to study them in detail. First form of carbohydrate, we call it as the starch. What you will call them as the starch. Second is the sugars, and third one is the fibers. Okay, so carbohydrates are divided into three. First one is the starch, second one is the fiber, or and third one is the sugars. Okay, or anyhow, sequence is not important here. Okay, now I hope what are carbohydrates and what are examples of carbohydrates are clear to you. Okay, now we are going to perform one small experiment from which we will be studying the first carbohydrate, that is the starch. Okay, are you ready students for the experiment? Okay, come on. Now see here, what I am going to do is, you can see here some diagram. In the diagram you can see some potato is there, half cut potato is there, and in the dropper you can see some iodine is there. Iodine is a solution. Okay, now what we are going to do is, my experiment starts here. What I am going to take is materials. I will require a piece of a potato, tincture of iodine, means a small quantity of iodine I will have. Iodine is a solution which will help me to identify whether starch is present in any foodstuffs. Okay, and a dropper. What will be my procedure? Add some water to tincture iodine to dilute it. Now that tincture iodine, it is in the concentrated form, means very what we can say, concentrated form means I can say that it has means it is very what it is very dark in color, and it is very highly reactive. So if I want to make it less reactive, less reaction, then I will add water to it and dilute it. Okay, now using a dropper, add a drop of it on a piece of a potato and observe. So see here in the diagram again, as you can see, I have a potato, half cut potato. I have cut the potato in between, and with the dropper I have put the iodine solution. Okay, you can see it. Now what we observe, see in the observation, the piece of potato turns blackish blue. Can you see in between it has turned to blackish blue when I am adding the iodine solution to it. Okay. Now, why this happens? Because of the presence of starch. Okay. So, starch is present in the potato. Okay. Now, see here. First point we will see. Okay. Starch turns blackish blue when it comes in contact with iodine. So whenever starchy substance, they come in contact with iodine solution, they become blackish blue in color. So we can infer that starch is present in potato. Okay, students? Okay. Now, sago and sweet potato also contains starch. So all these things which you get underneath sweet potato, sago, they also contain the starch. Okay. Also cereals like wheat, jowar, etc. contains lot of starch, and we can obtain flour from this grains. Okay. So we can make it into a flour and we can knead it into a dough. So for chapatis, for wheat, we are doing that. Okay. We get energy from starchy foods which is used to carry out different work by us. So whatever chapatis, bhakris and all you eat, potato, whatever you eat, in vegetables you have potato. Okay, so whatever you eat, that it provide you starchy food, and that starchy food helps you to carry out different work in your daily life. Okay, now this energy what you get from the starchy food also helps to keep your body suitably warm. Okay, you know your body is warm. Okay, and this is because of eating of this starchy food. Okay, I hope till here it is clear. Okay, now I'll show you some starchy foods. You can see here the sweet potato is there, corn is there, different types of cereals are there. So these are all your starchy food what you eat in your daily life. Okay, maybe in your lunch, maybe in your dinner. Okay, now here you can see, as I told you, wheat and all, it will be converted to flour, and then you can knead it into a dough, and from that you can make bread, you can make different types, shapes of bread and all. Okay, that's all. Now the next topic we are going to see, that is when the starchy foods we eat are digested, sugars are formed. Okay, so whenever you eat this starchy food, you know digestion takes place in your stomach. Yes, when this digestion takes place in your stomach, from the starchy foods, sugars are separated out and they are kept in our body to give us energy. These sugars burn slowly in all parts of the body, releasing energy. As I told you, starchy food you eat, it will go in your stomach, their digestion will take place. In the digestion, what will happen? Sugar will be separated out by your body. Okay, sugar separated and stored in the body. So when it is stored in the body, it will be burnt, and whatever energy will be released, that we will be using for doing the different kind of work. Okay, so in other words, sugar formed by the digestion of starch acts as a fuel for our body. You know, vehicles run because of the fuel only, right? If there is no fuel, petrol and diesel, tell me whether your vehicle will run? No. So your vehicle needs diesel, petrol to run. Like that your body also needs something to run, right? So from where you get that? You get it because of this starchy food which is getting digested, giving out sugars, and that sugars which are there, they form as the fuel of our body to run the different functions of our body. Okay, students, I hope what we did till now, you have understood the experiment. We started with carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are energy giving food, very important. Under the carbohydrates, we started with the starch. And how you will determine starch? That if any of the foodstuffs which come in contact with iodine and turns blackish blue, we call them that those food contain the starch. Okay, students, and starch is very important because they are energy giving foods and they are also helping us to keep our body warm. Okay, students, so I hope till here it is clear. Now the next topic we are doing, that is the sugars. Okay, as I see, you have seen in the last presentation. Now what are these sugars? Foodstuffs that are sweet contains different kinds of sugars. You know, as I told you before, different tastes are there. So one of the taste is sweet. Now, for example, we can obtain jaggery from sugarcane, etc., because it contains the sugar called as sucrose. Very important. Which sugar is present in the jaggery? The sugar which is present in the jaggery, we called it as the sucrose. Okay, what we will call it as the sucrose. Okay, and because of this sucrose, your jaggery is sweet in taste. Okay, students. Now, ripe fruits like mangoes, banana, chiku, as also honey, milk also contain various kinds of sugar. They give us energy. Okay, so this energy we require to carry out the work. Okay. So, as you have seen, all these fruits are also important, and mangoes I have written. You must be very, very excited to eat mangoes because this is the season for the mangoes. So, here I'll show you the picture for sugarcane. These are the sugarcane fields, and from this sugarcane, you know, you can take out jaggery. Okay, because they contain the sugar sucrose. And next slide you can see mangoes, banana, chiku, honey, and these are all also the foodstuffs which contain the sugars in them, which make them sweet in taste. Okay, now so today we have studied lot of things, right? What was the first? Definition of diet and a balanced diet. What was diet? Diet is all the foods which you eat from in your whole day. We call it as your diet. Okay, and what was balanced diet? The diet which contains different kinds of food in a proper proportion and sufficient quantity. We called it as the balanced diet. What was nutrition? Nutrition is important because it is containing different constituents of food. Then we studied about carbohydrates. They are energy giving foods, and under carbohydrates we studied about the starch and sugars. So I hope student today's presentation was clear to you all. You all understood what were all these concepts in the slide what I have written, and you will study them at your home. Okay, so today I'll stop it here. Next presentation we will continue with the lesson. So thank you. Saira, take care.